How do? Time for Spider and Olde Scooter again. It's the Spider Solitaire Sweepstakes. This is the He Loves the Kids edition of Spider and Olde Scooter. We'll get around to that. New pictures here. This is about something I'll talk about having an interesting conversation, sort of, with the guy on Breitbart. This, too. This, of course, is Spider-Mac, the artificial intelligence behind this game. And I'm Olde Scooter, and we'll get on with it. Like unto this. There's the game. I'm calling it the He Loves the Kids because of what President Trump did on DACA. He loves those kids. We got nothing to worry about. Hi there. Oh, that's my the mate of my sock puppet. All sock puppets need mates. All old farts need mates. So it really works out. There go the doggies, out for a programmed tinkle. Aren't you so happy you get to see these domestic asides? I think they're wonderful. But I'm not watching, I'm playing, so who knows. But anyway, on President Trump and his rescinding of DACA, or tossing it into the laps of our able and fast-moving Congress when they have about 30 other things to do, little chance of getting any of them done, or one or two maybe, and so it's a strange piece of timing again from our president. And that's all I've got to say about that, except me worry? He loves the kids. I love the kids, he said. So that's that. We're playing Spider Solitaire. Hope you like the game. I love the game. Great way to pass time. And it's better than just passing time. It feels like you're doing something. You're exercising little bitty muscles in your little bitty brain. Finding and executing what you hope is a good strategy to make good scores. It's not always the case that said strategies do that, but when they do, it's a joy. It's a thrill and a half. Let me remind you once again that I am a outspoken and out-wearing advocate of headlamps for us old folks. This is an online game for old folks. And old folks lose some night vision. A lot of us do. I have a little bit. I'm 80. One would think I would, wouldn't one? And so wearing one of these guys at night, I love them. You can see where you're going. You can see under things. You can pick things up off the floor. You can not step on the dog's ball. You can save yourself in a variety of ways. So I'm a strong advocate, not endorsing this particular model I'm wearing, but it's a good one. It's a Petzl Takina. Petzl makes a bunch. Petzl's a big name in the headlamp business. And you can get headlamps for stuff like spelunking and flying kites at night. I don't know what, but anyway, they're a nice thing. They're light enough now, LEDs and efficiencies and batteries and so forth. They've made them so they're not these things anymore. Remember those? Incandescent light weighs about half a pound. Pull your head right off your shoulders. But that's what we had up until we had this generation. All right, I don't see anything happening there. You may. It's one of the sort of joys of watching someone else play a game, is that you may see moves they don't. Particularly, you may disagree with their tactic when there are options to be made. They may make one option. You may say, fool, that's the wrong option. And I kind of like it when people second guess me. My favorite second guesser is, of course, Mandy, my sister. Isn't she cute? Picture sliding around in there. She's younger than I am, a little older than that picture, but looks about the same. But she frequently critiques my mode of play, saying I am not aggressive enough. And I'm sure that's right. I'm absolutely sure it's right. We are having the great sweep of smoke from the dozens and dozens of major fires in the west and northwest and up around toward the Dakotas. I mean, there are many, many giant fires, and the weather is circulating the smoke from 1,000 miles away around, and it's all over here. It's not strong enough for me to smell. Excuse me, I understand some people can smell it. But the moon is gold, and it's going to be full tomorrow. So it looks pretty darn full tonight. It looks gorgeous. It's like it's a Trump moon. Gold moon. I want one of those. I could have done that. Would that have been better? See, here's one of those choices. I could have moved this 4, or a 3, or that 3. This one uncovered this little Queen 9 stack. This one would uncover 432. And actually, neither of them has a place to play, so I want to go with a longer stack. Isn't that commonsensically of me? Today, all day, there was this sort of fall golden look to the light, and I was interested in whether it had any effect on our photovoltaics. Took me long enough to see that. I'll restack that, and then I can bring this down. Isn't that spiffy? And our rig, our little 3.5 kilowatt rig, made 16 kilowatt hours today, which is pretty good. I mean, it didn't look like the slightly smoky atmosphere slowed it down much, if any. It's a pretty old system now. It's like 9 years old, so it's slowing down on its own a little bit, but not much. Oops. I'll pay that $1. The fall equinox is coming soon, the 22nd of September. That's usually when we get our most productive solar stuff, fall and spring equinox. Then it sort of does a sine wave down through summer, comes back up, goes a sine wave down through winter. Winter is complicated by the really low angle, which gets blocked by a lot of tall trees off now. I'm sure you're just fascinated with that subject. I am. So I will tend to go on about it occasionally. I look forward to the day when we become entirely solar powered. We'll have to have one of Elon Musk's latest batteries and maybe some more panels, and then bring on the fuel shortages of the future. We'll just sail right through them. Well, that's about it, gang. 459. 41. I lost $91. I like 59. It's one of my private numerological things. I was in the class of 59 in my college days. I didn't graduate in 59, but for 2 years I was in the class of 59. Yes. So, I don't, well, oh yes. Phew. Sometimes if you just wait around long enough and sort of fidget and don't give in to the urge to quit, you'll find another move or two. I think we'll call that one another move, period. So, blessings be upon you. I was having a conversation, that's what this was about. I was fencing with a fellow, so to speak, on Breitbart, the right-wing news site, and I put it on my blog, and I illustrated it with this. You remember my blog, seniorjunior.blogspot.com, senior and junior being all mushed together, senior junior, one word, .blogspot.com. This one down here, areluctantgod.blogspot.com, is the book blog for A Reluctant God, of all things. this wonderful thick book, that's Wikipedia pulled out at one given time. It's a lot of stuff in Wikipedia, and I used it in a conversation about white nationalism, also on Breitbart. So now you know all about all that stuff. Irma is a-comin'. Irma looks like a big, bad dude. It's going to do incredible damage to a whole string of islands. You've been watching the weather just like I have. I don't think we know how bad it's going to be there, but if it hits with 185 mile-an-hour winds, if it's still a Cat 5, it's going to level stuff. It's going to kill a lot of people. It's going to ruin a lot of lives. And thus it goes these days. This argument, by the way, I got into was I was saying we were ignoring the fact that for the last few years there have been record-breaking, all-time world record-breaking typhoons in the Pacific. And Americans don't pay much attention to them unless, of course, they live in Hawaii, where they get hit every once in a while. And just because we hadn't had any Atlantic hurricanes, we just sort of fell into a sense of denial, if you will. But anyway, it led to a conversation, and I posted the conversation on my blog. I just thought you'd like to know that I'm not, wasting my time when I'm not sitting here playing this game. So cheers upon you. Pray, if you pray, for all those people in the way of Irma, a big bad girl. Good night.